Day 131. Working on the 20th week of this daily training regimen. For the past 19 weeks, we've been going distance, miles traveled over time. Thinking about now switching it up to time and distance traveled in set time for each day. So, mental shift. It's all mental. It all starts in the mind. We can think about doing it, or we can do it. And we think about doing a lot of things. So, the more we act on the small, more meaningful things, the better. Life, family. We live, we die once. What we do in the span of our time through life, or of our life in time, is what determines whether our life ends with this body, or if it continues to ripple and impact time long after our passing. Life is crazy. 17 years ago, I was running into the military out of the fear of becoming one of these undesirable vagabonds, sorry looking people in our society. Like, I literally went into the military. I was like, I would rather risk dying than risk living this kind of life. In those last basically 15 years since making that decision, man, I gained some tangible rewards from being in the military. You know, the perks of being a veteran and everything that might come with being a combat veteran, whatever the fuck that means. Basically a trained terrorist. But, you know, what I've really appreciated most about the military is the non-tangibles, the structure, the order, the discipline that it has allowed me to give my life. And it was all thanks to me being willing to sacrifice my life to gain something more powerful in return, which was always discipline. I realized at 17, I'm like, yo, I don't got no discipline. Smoking, doing all this shit, skipping school. Seen a lot of people in my life that were like a strong tree. And I'm sure you've seen them in yours too. They were like a strong tree. But when that storm came and tested, it broke them. And you got others that have always been like that bamboo.
Lap 7. 2 minutes 32 seconds. Lap pace 10 minutes 1 second. Total 35 minutes 23 seconds. 4 miles.
One day at a time. One day at a time. Do something daily on purpose, with a good purpose, good intentions behind it. But act. Don't just intend to act. Act. You might not know what the fuck to do. Just go. You know, might not know which way to go, but just go. You'll eventually figure it out and turn around and go back the right way. Day 131. Putting in that sweat equity. Last week, we trained 113 plus minutes out of 10,080 minutes that we get per week. So we're averaging our 10%. That's my goal, just in case anybody wonder. How much do I train? I try to train at least 10%, 7% or better of my weekly minutes. It's about an hour and a half to 3 hours a day. Every day. For the past 131 days. Official today. Not with this run, but with the work already done. Not with this run, but with the work already done. I gotta remind myself that sometimes I tend not to want to count the days if I don't run in them. Ended up on a track. To be, we must do. We can't want to be something better than we're willing to work for that thing. And then doing the things necessary to be that, you will reap the rewards that come with the doing, the joy, the satisfaction, the fulfillment, the peace of mind that is purchased through consistent, right, purposeful action. Because that's what consistent, right, purposeful actions grants us, is peace of mind. And how best to enjoy our time through life, if not with peace of mind, with inner tranquility and serenity, patience, grace, to be able to act accordingly with our families, with our friends, and with our... The only way that we can be what we want to be is by doing the work required. And that means not just the physical work, but also the emotional, the mental work. You know what I'm saying? Releasing the bad habits, the friends, the company, the bad decision makings, those things too. It's a whole holistic approach to being. Holistic, wholesome approach to developing your soul, your mind, your emotions, and your willpower. It's a whole... It's all of it, family. Doing the work daily to reap that inner fulfillment, that peace of mind, the satisfaction, the courage, and the wisdom to act accordingly. Time.
It's 23 seconds. Total 52 minutes 32 seconds. 6 miles.
Grammar school, I sucked at math, and I sucked at everything that had to do with grammar. Comprehension was out the window. Logic, understood logic, but comprehension was out the fucking window for me. I never knew that 20 years after the fact or more, I would be using the who, why, when, where, and how to my advantages. What, when, why, where, and how. What do you want? Why do you want it? When do you think you'll get it by? Where do you see yourself where do you see it taking you? How are you gonna go about getting it? The 5 W's and the H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. A lot of people get stuck in the how. How can they do it? How, they can't figure out how, rather than figuring out why even try. Why even do what you want to do? Fuck it, the how. Why are you doing what you're doing? If it does not make sense, why do it? You hear what I'm saying? Figure out your why. Your why. Your why, family. Your why will carry you through any how, through anywhere, through any when, and for and because of any what that you might want in life. Figure out your why. Why the hell do you wake up every morning? Why do you even want to be remembered? What do you want to be remembered for doing? Our why helps us with determining whether we live a life of meaningless and monotonous daily existence, or a life of desirable, enjoyable, pleasurable, lovely, warm, desirable, fulfilling, meaningful experiences. So like, that why is important, family. That why. Don't ever do something to get back at somebody or because what you want others to have an opinion of you. No. Do things so that you can have the highest opinion in regard of yourself. And you might fall short, but I go about it. I try to make sure that my actions please God. Put it like that. If I could give young me one piece of advice, it would be to live every day as often as possible, doing things that please God more than people around you, doing things that bring inner pleasure and satisfaction and fulfillment to your soul.
Lap 12.
And being
1 minute 16 seconds.
every day.
Lap pace 8 minutes 24 seconds.
Days where you fall short.
Total 1 hour 1 minute 10 seconds. 7 miles.
There will be days you fall short. There will be days where you trip. You stay down a little longer because maybe the pain was that much greater. You might get hurt. Business. You know what I'm saying? There's always something's gonna happen in life. So daily. Yo, listen. You just listening to me out loud, like, do things that please God. Yo, it ain't no joke, man. Because some things you really don't want to do. There are some things that you're really not gonna want to do. They might make you feel embarrassed. They will test your insecurities, your doubts. They will test your faith, your belief in yourself. They will check you. You get what I'm saying? They will demand that you check yourself so that you're not always being checked by others. But I think that's probably one of the best pieces of advice that I could give my young self. Live each day in a manner that pleases God. You get what I'm saying? Whatever that God is to you, hopefully is a God that desires only good things for everyone around you. Whether they benefit from what you do or not, everybody indirectly benefits.
Proverbs 25. Further wise sayings of the soul of man. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but it is the glory of kings to search out that matter. As the heavens for heights and the earth for depths, so the heart of kings is unsearchable. Do not exalt yourself in the place of greats, for it is better that they say to you to come up here than that you be told to get out. All right, family. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. Like an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold is a wise rebuker to an obedient ear. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who know its power shall eat of its fruit. It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house share with a contentious woman. Gain rule over your spirit,